Well, today I'm joined by Trish Wiltshire, who has served in various roles across the association as moderator and trustee, and also our safeguarding lead, which Trish has been doing for over 10 years. We're so grateful to her for all that she has done during this time, and she's going to give us an update now on some of the things. So I'm going to ask Tricia some questions, and the first one is, clearly, the last period of time has been very unusual in the life of the church with coronavirus. Are there any particular safeguarding issues churches need to be aware of during these times?
Yes, there certainly are, Mark. Thank you for that question. Yes, thinking especially of young people whose activities may well have gone online, and those leading those activities need to be aware of having the same safeguards in place as they would do if it was an actual activity, like having two adults in every online meeting they hold, getting parents' permission, things like that, and the timing of day of these meetings. So those kind of things are important. The other thing is a lot of churches have been doing volunteering because of COVID, like delivering food, collecting medicines, etc. And so these volunteers also come under safeguarding regulations and should have a DBS check as a minimum. Now, obviously, because of COVID, actually doing DBS checks is much harder. But our umbrella body who look at our checks for most of the churches, DDC, have made new, easier ways of checking documents. So you need to check with them. But DBS checks are important. And also, how people volunteer is important, how they mix with people. And the Baptist Union safeguarding team in Didcot have helpfully put together some guidance. Look under the coronavirus update page on the Baptist Union website, and you'll see some really useful guidance papers there. The other thing is that we have had some new youth workers starting work in the association during COVID, and they particularly need to have training, and that's not possible at the moment. But we have heard of a very good online training that would be quite useful for youth workers to do. And if people want to get in touch with the association office, we can give them the details of that. Very, very good training. Also, there are things about pastoral visiting which people need to take into account. Ministers need to do things differently. And sadly, domestic abuse has increased during this lockdown period since March, and we need to be aware of that in churches too. But do look at the South Wales Baptist Association website, because the safeguarding page is very clearly signposted and there's lots of important stuff on there. I think that's enough to be going on with.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Now, normally you would be involved in leading safeguarding training in various churches across the association. That's not been possible. Is there anything anyone can do about training at the moment?
There will be very, very shortly. We haven't done any face-to-face training since February, sadly, and there are people in churches who need to do their training again, or maybe they're new volunteers and they haven't done training yet. And there's a new online film coming out very shortly, which will be followed by discussion groups that people can do in their own time. The churches are going to have to arrange for this to happen via the association, and we will be writing to churches about that in the next couple of weeks, probably. But the film is literally off the press this week, and I've looked at it and I'm really, really impressed. So it's a very good refresher for people whose cycle of training has come round and they need training. And also for new people, that's the first thing they're going to be able to do is have this online training. And the Baptist Union have made some decisions about how soon after seeing the video training and doing the feedback from that do people have to do face-to-face training again. If you're a minister, it's going to be 2 years after you've seen the video training. And for churches, volunteer workers with children or adults at risk, must do it within 4 years of seeing the video training. Because if everybody wanted their training face to face as soon as we can start again, we would be completely inundated. In line of that, we would be very pleased to hear of anybody who would like to think about becoming a trainer with us for safeguarding. At the moment, we have 3. We hopefully will get another one, but we do need some more trainers, as some of us are getting a bit old now. So if you're interested in that, do get in touch with me.
Brilliant. Thank you so much indeed. Now, if you're speaking to the churches at the minute, is there one thing that you would want to say to them about what is the most crucial safeguarding role in a church?
Good question. The most crucial role is the designated person for safeguarding, and every church should have at least one. If they're a bigger church, 2. And we do know a lot of the DPSs, as we talk about them, call them, and we've had seminars for them at the last 2 association days held in Pontyclean. Obviously, we can't do that this year, but we want to keep in touch with them and give them as much support as possible. The DPS is the one person in the church to whom all safeguarding concerns must be taken. Don't take them to the person sitting next to you. Don't take them to your favourite deacon. Don't take them to the minister. Take them to the designated person for safeguarding. Good reasons for that. That person knows what to do about it. They've got support to help them in that. But also, if the one person in the church gets to know all the concerns there are, they're all kept in one place. And it may be that you've got a concern about a particular person, and you don't know that somebody else has already had a concern about that, and that a year ago somebody else had a concern. Now, it's important for a picture to be built up. And that's why if all the information goes to one person and that one person handles it, reviews it, decides what to do about it, the safety net is covered then. So that's why the designated person for safeguarding is such a crucial role. And also, it's important that that person knows who they can talk to. So they can talk to me, they can talk to other people in the association to get the support they need. There's lots of support out there. So yes, designated person. Often ministers think that they should know everything, but actually in safeguarding, it's better that they don't, because then they can give the pastoral care to everybody involved without having to be involved in sorting out the procedure, but what's going to happen next and so on. Does that make sense?
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you once again for all you're doing. We really appreciate it. And thanks so much for this update now.
No problem.